Dvaitacharya is known as Advaita because he's non-different from Krishna. And he's known as the Acharya because he spreads devotion service. Now we will have one of our community pundits, Kali Chandra Prabhu here, who will give class on Advaitacharya. Haribol! Haribol!
Hare Krishna. Om Adhyanti Manandasya Nanandana Shalakaya Chakshurunmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravamutacharya Nirvishesh Shanyavadi Paschatya Shatane. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So today is a very special day. It's appearance day of Bhaktivedanta, who is one of the primary associates of Lord Chaitanya. How many of you heard about him before? Yeah? Okay, quite a lot. So Advaita Acharya and his life is mentioned in several scriptures primarily we find information in Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavata. Advaita Acharya is one of those personalities whose life and pastimes are mentioned to some degree. If you read Chaitanya Charitamrita or Chaitanya Bhagavata or Chaitanya Mangal by Lord Shuddhas Thakur, we find that the mention of some associates of Mahaprabhu is very, it's found throughout the scripture. But then there are certain associates whose mention is very, very few. In fact, there are many associates of Mahaprabhu who find almost no mention, or only names are mentioned. Advaita Acharya is mentioned in a great amount of detail. So who is Advaita? And we'll speak about his life also. We have roughly 55 minutes. We have a hard stop at 7. So I'll start by discussing a little bit about who is Advaita Acharya, and then we will probably go through his life and his pastimes. So Advaita Acharya is non-different from Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. In the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we find Srila Prabhupada comments in the prayers of Prajapati when we pray to Sadashiva. Srila Prabhupada comments that actually Sadashiva is not different from Mahavishnu. Sadashiva, Prabhupada says, is Mahavishnu in contact with the material energy. Otherwise there is no difference. And we find in the Brahma Samhita, we find this beautiful verse which says, Kshiram yathadadi vikara vishesha yogat. Kshiram means milk, yatha, just like milk, dadhi vikara vishesha yogat. Dadhi means yogurt. Milk turns to yogurt, vishesha yogat, because it is in contact with something special. What is that special? In case of milk turning into yogurt, it is? Sorry? Tamarind, let's say. Yeah. Or some kind of a culture. Yeah. Bacterial culture. Similarly, when Mahavishnu comes in contact with the material energy of the Lord, then Mahavishnu is considered to be Sadashiva. In fact, in the Vayu Purana it is mentioned that Sadashiva has his own planet in the Vaikuntha Loka, beyond the material realm. And Sadashiva stays there with Bhavani in the Vaikuntha Loka. So Sadashiva is a very mystical tattva, but we can understand that there is no difference between Sadashiva and Mahavishnu. Kavi Karnapur says in the Gaur Ganadesha Deepika that Sadashiva, once witnessing the pastimes of Krishna dancing with the cowherd boys on Diwali day. You know Diwali, there is celebrations. So the children, the cowherd boys and Krishna, they were dancing. And Sadashiva was witnessing that. And he had a deep desire to join the party. And as a result of that, the Lord allowed him to join the party. And he entered the party as a gopa. And he dances in the most mysterious way. Sadashiva's expansion is Rudra, whose expansion is Shiva. And we all know Shiva is also called as Nataraj. And how he dances, yeah, it's also In Shaiva Puranas, we find description of his dance as a dance of a madman. A madman who's no control, he dances. So Sadashiva's dance, nobody can imitate. So Advaita Acharya also, one of his characteristics was his dance. Whenever Mahaprabhu wanted to experience the ecstasy by seeing somebody dance, he would ask Advaita, please dance. And he would do the wildest dance. Yeah. And as Govind Prabhu was saying, Advaita Acharya and Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he mentions that Advaita Acharya is known as Advaita Acharya. He's known as Advaita because he's non-different from Mahavishnu. And he's known as Acharya because he teaches how to love Krishna. So this is the meaning of his name, Advaita Acharya. In Chaitanya Bhagavat, Vrindavan Das Thakur also says that he is the chief amongst all gurus. Advaita Acharya is the chief amongst all the gurus. He is chief amongst all gurus because he has the highest bhakti, jnana and vairagya, devotion, knowledge and renunciation. He is also referred to in Chaitanya Charitamrita as Bhakta Avtara, one who is taken the form of a devotee. Sadashiv, or Lord Shiva, even in Srimad Bhagavatam 12th canto, is mentioned as the best of devotees. Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Shambhu is Sadashiva, and Sadashiva is the best amongst all Vaishnavas. That is why in Chaitanya Charitamrita, amongst the 5 tattvas, he is, which tattva? He is Bhakta Avtara. He is the tattva of a Bhakta, exemplifying himself as a devotee. In terms of his mood and how he relates to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what do you think his mood is? His mood is that of a servant and as a friend as well. So Kavi Karnapur tells us that he has a dasya and sakhyas with Lord Chaitanya. And we see that because he was elderly. So let's talk about his life. He appeared in the year 1434, 1434. This is 2024. So how many years ago? 590 years. 590 years ago. And he appeared in what is today known as Sylhet, in a place called Lauda district, in a village called Navagram, and he was son of a minister of the king. The name of his father was Kubera, mother was Nabhadevi, and Kubera, Kavi Karnapur says, is not different from Kubera, who is the friend of Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva, Sadashiva appears as Advaita, who is not different from Mahavishnu, and his father is Kubera. His name is also Kubera, and he is also Kubera in his original avatar. So this boy was extraordinary. He appeared in, when the British, they were in Bangladesh, they couldn't pronounce Sri Hatta, too difficult. So they called it Sylhet. So now it is Sylhet, but that is Sri Hatta originally. And Advaita Acharya, because he appeared in 1434, when did Lord Chaitanya appear? Which year? 1486. So how old was Advaita Acharya when Mahaprabhu appeared? 52 years old. He was middle-aged. Yeah, can't say old man. But he was middle-aged. And Mahaprabhu appeared in 1486, 52 years. But when Advaita appeared, he was an effulgent boy, really effulgent. And both the parents, Kubera and Navadevi, they were amazed by the effulgence. And it is mentioned in Chaitanya Bhagavat how the demigods in disguise showered flowers when Advaita was born. There was a turning point in Advaita Acharya's life when his parents passed away. Mother and father, Kubera and Navadevi, they passed away. After which he went to Gaya for Tarpan. You understand Tarpan? Yeah. He went to Gaya, but he did not return back. He was, in fact, after Gaya, he thought, let me continue the journey. And he continued further west and then south to Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan, he saw how, if you think of India of those days, it was predominantly ruled by foreign invaders, and the situation was not conducive for practice of any kind of religion other than the predominant religion that the invaders brought. So, seeing the situation, Advaita Acharya was really, really disheartened. And deep within him, he thought, I have to do something about this. So he went back to Shantipur. Actually, he was born in Srihatta, in Lauda, in Navagram. But as he grew up, he went, because he was a teacher by profession, Advaita Acharya. So he went to the university town, just like if you're a professor, or if you are, graduated PhD in some, let's say, molecular chemistry, something like that. You would want to go and teach in Oxford or Cambridge, some university. So similarly, Advaita Acharya moved out from Sylhet and went to Navadvip, because Navadvip was the center of learning. So he went to Navadvip, and there he was teaching. He had his own school. But he lived in Shantipur. So he had a home in Navadvip, he had a home in Shantipur. And when he was returning on his way back from Vrindavan, he returned via Navadvip. And at Navadvip, he met his friends, Jagannath Mishra and Shachi Devi. And he shared with them the pain that he's experiencing in his heart. Looking at the world around him, here is a man who is nearly 50 years old and really distraught. He had two wives. We don't hear about one of them. We hear the name Sita Thakurani, we all know. She is the expansion of Yogamaya. And the other wife was known as Shri Devi, and she was a Prakash expansion of Sita Thakurani. Prakash expansion is not different but more passive. So we don't hear much about Shri Devi. We know about Sita Thakurani. So it so happened that he wanted to really preach. So he started preaching Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, Advaita Acharya. However, people were not paying much attention. Are you all paying attention? Not much attention? People were not paying attention. So he felt, I cannot do this. I cannot change the transform the hearts of the devotees, the people in general. I cannot make them into devotees. The only option I have is to ask the Lord to appear himself. And he was almost in retirement. I mean, this is 590 years ago. So, in those days, once you're past 50, you're eligible to retire and go to the forest. Now the retirement age is gone up to nearly 70, 67, 70. But in the olden days, 50 means you are now retired. He had 6 sons, and 3 of his sons were materialistic and rejected Lord Chaitanya as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And therefore, those 3 sons are rejected. And 3 sons became Vaishnavas. So sometimes people ask why. Even Advaita Acharya's son. Excuse me. So Advaita Acharya's sons, the 3 sons who were not devotees, were, some acharyas explained, because they were from the Shiva Tattva. So they had the predominance of the Tamogun from Shiva Tattva. While the 3 who were devotees, they had the predominance of Nirguna, transcendental mode. And that is why they became devotees. So this is how, because Advaita Acharya is both Sadashiva and Mahavishnu. Anyway, so he prayed. He prayed very fervently. He prayed by making the offering of Ganga water to his Shaligram along with the Tulsi leaf. If you read the scriptures, the highest form of deity worship is considered to be the worship of Shaligram. And that is because Shaligramji is non-different from Krishna, even without installation. Generally, a deity isn't a deity until they are installed. Until then, they are only a statue of some kind. But when they are installed with the right mantras, with the right mood, in the right ceremony, then you bring life to the deity, so you call it Prana Pratishtha. But in case of Shaligram, there is no need for Prana Pratishtha, because they are Shaligram, form of the Lord, is the Lord. So Advaita Acharya was worshipping Shaligramji, and he was praying very fervently. His prayers were answered as Mother Sachi became pregnant with Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya appeared in 1486. Advaita Acharya was 52. Because of the Yoga Maya, potency of the Lord, which is actually who? His own wife. Yeah? Because of the Yoga Maya, potency of the Lord, Advaita Acharya did not realize that Lord Chaitanya is the answer to his own prayers. And Sita Thakurani was one of the first ones to go and, when the child is born, after the first 40 days, public can go and see the child. And Sita Thakurani went, saw the little boy, golden boy, he looked just like Krishna. And she named him Nimai, because he was born under a neem tree. And he was born under a neem tree because Mother Sachi had many stillborn, many miscarriages prior to this boy being born. And so, in order to avoid the influence of bad spirits and ghosts, and he was born under the neem tree. And so Sita Thakurani named him Nimai. Advaita Acharya, of course, was very much attracted to this little boy, golden boy. His older brother, named Vishwarup, would go and study in the school of Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya would teach Sanskrit grammar and prosody. Prosody means composition of verses. And Vishwarup, the elder brother of Mahaprabhu, would go and learn from him. Of course, Vishwarup became very quickly very renounced in the association of Advaita Acharya because Advaita Acharya himself was extremely renounced. And during that period, you might have heard the pastime of Kirchor Gopinath in Remuna. So, the origin of that pastime is in Govardhan, where Gopalji is discovered by Madhavendra Puri, and Madhavendra Puri leaves Gopal in the hands of the Bengali Brahmins and to worship, and he travels to get the sandalwood from Jagannath Puri. So on his way to Puri, he stops at Shantipur, Madhavendra Puri, and that's when Advaita Acharya serves him, takes shelter, and takes initiation. So Madhavendra Puri is the guru of Advaita. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentions in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Mahaprabhu, let's go the other way around. Madhavendra Puri is the seed of pure love of Godhead. The sprout that came out from him is Ishvara Puri. And the trunk of the tree of the love of Godhead is Mahaprabhu. And the two main branches are Advaita and Nityananda. Because there is only three Prabhus. Who are the three Prabhus? Advaita, Nityananda, and Chaitanya. Why are they the only three Prabhus? Because they are Vishnu Tattva. The other two are not Vishnu Tattva. So, Kaviraj Goswami considers those to be three Prabhus. Anyway, here, Advaita Acharya, he teaches Vishwarup. And Vishwarup is so attached to Advaita that he does not come home. Mother Sachi is really, really upset and worried. And very soon, the inevitable happens. Vishwarup leaves and takes sannyas. And because he takes sannyas, Mother Sachi is really upset with who? Advaita Acharya. And while Vishwarup was studying in the school of Advaita, this little boy Nimai would come every day to deliver packed lunch. Lunch boxes. He used to come and deliver. And Advaita Acharya would get so attracted to him, he would make him wait. He would continue teaching Vishwarup and just make him wait and sit in one corner, just to be able to see him and, take the joy of having his presence. So his affection was deeply, established at that point. Later in life, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's father died. He got married. And then he also went to Gaya, where he took initiation from Ishvara Puri. And he came back to Navadvip and he started the Sankirtan movement with the chanting of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama As Mahaprabhu inaugurated the Sankirtan moment, like when you open a company of some sort, you need distributors. So the most prominent distributors of the Sankirtan movement started appearing in Navadvip. The first amongst them was Nityananda Prabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu appeared, and Lord Chaitanya declared that Nityananda is non-different from Balaram. And Lord Chaitanya declared that I would like to perform Vyas Puja of Nityananda. And just the day before, Advaita Acharya also was informed that actually he was not directly informed. Advaita, the Lord Chaitanya mentioned to his associates in Srivasangan, because Srivasangan was his hideout. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wouldn't meet everyone at his home. Everyone needs a place which is secluded, which is a hideout. Even I have a hideout. So everyone needs a place like that. So where you can be yourself and you can be very happy, free. So Mahaprabhu would always go to Srivasangan. And Srivas, his doors were always open for Mahaprabhu, anytime. So there Mahaprabhu declared, I am the same Supreme Lord who is resting on the milky ocean on the 1,000-hooded Ananta, being served by Lakshmi. And I came down to this world because of the cries of Advaita. Because of the cries of Nada. Mahaprabhu said, if you read Chaitanya Bhagavat, even Chaitanya Mangal, one of his name is Nada. In Tantra, Nada and Bindu are considered to be as Shiva and Shakti. So because Sadashiva, so his another name is also Nada. And Nada also means what in Sanskrit? It means to cry out loud. So because of his cries, I have appeared. Now go and get him and ask him to do my Abhishek. He has still not formally acknowledged my presence. So devotees went to Advaita and said, Nimai, who is Krishna Chaitanya, he is, well that time his name wasn't Krishna Chaitanya, it was Nimai. Nimai is calling you. And he wants you to worship him. Because he claims that he is the Supreme Lord who has appeared because of you, because of your calls. But you haven't acknowledged it. Advaita Acharya said, okay, I'll come. But instead of going, Advaita had some doubt in his mind. So he did not go to Srivasangan, but instead he went to Nandanacharya's house, which is about 1 kilometer away. And he was hiding in Nandanacharya's house. And then devotees went back to Mahaprabhu and said, he's coming. But he did not appear. Mahaprabhu said, now he's playing games with me. Go and fetch him at once from Nandanacharya's house. He has with him the Panchagavya, the 5 auspicious items from the cow, which is cow dung, cow urine, cow milk, yogurt and ghee. He has the Panchagavya with him. But he is paused just to check if I'm really the person that he called. Go and fetch him. And then devotees fetched him, he came, he did the Abhishek. This is the first time Advaita Acharya understood that this personality, Chaitanya, is actually the same Lord that he has requested to appear. And guess what? After the Abhishek was over, Lord Chaitanya instructed Advaita. What did he ask him to do? Advaita, come on, dance for me. And Advaita started dancing like Shiva. Shiva does Tandav, isn't it? So when Advaita would dance, the pillars of the house would shake, the roof would start shaking. And he was dancing like a madman. He is a middle-aged man, in his now maybe even more than middle age, he's in 60s, about 65-year-old. He's dancing, crazy. But his dance which caused tremors, was the dance of ecstasy. When Lord Shiva dances, he dances out of ecstasy. There is an explanation. Lord Shiva, and again it's covered in the 8th canto of Bhagavatam. Lord Shiva, if you see, he's always meditating. He's got, he's a meditative pose, with his eyes half closed, all 3 eyes half closed. What is he doing? Is he meditating on somebody, or is he just pretending to meditate? No, he's meditating on someone. Bhagavatam explains he's meditating on his Lord, Mahavishnu. However, in that meditation, he's thinking, when will you order me to do something for you? When will you allow me to serve you, my Lord? When the universal dissolution takes place, Mahavishnu from within instructs Lord Shiva, now you can serve me. In that ecstasy, he opens his eyes, stands up and starts dancing in ecstasy. That itself is a service. Everything falls apart. Yeah? So the dance is a dance of ecstasy. Shiva's dance is literally the dance of ecstasy. And that is what Advaita Acharya does. I was asked to speak pretty last minute, so I wasn't very well prepared. But I could think of between this morning and now about 60 different pastimes. I'll cover a few. We have very limited time. Advaita Acharya was his name was Mangala Mishra, Kamalaksha Mishra. So Mishra, he was a Brahmin. Kamalaksha means one who has lotus-like eyes. Mangala means one who is all auspicious. Actually, the word Mangala is synonym for the word Shiva. And he is Sadashiva. The word Kamalaksha is synonymous to Vishnu. In all his names, Kamalalochana, Vishnu has everything with the lotus. Lotus eyes, lotus mouth, lotus face, lotus hands, lotus feet. So he's both. So he had both names, 2 names. So this Kamalaksha Mishra, he lived in Shantipur amongst a community of Brahmanas. But when the Shraddh ceremony for his parents was to be done, he did not invite any Brahmana. He invited a Vaishnava who was born in a Malecha family. Vaishnava was born in a Muslim family. Who was that? Haridas Thakur. And everyone protested, including Haridas. Haridas said, how can I be the first one to be fed for the Shraddh, after the Shraddh ceremony? And in response, Advaita Acharya said, if I feed one Brahmana, then one Brahmana is fed. But if I feed you, who is a Vaishnava, then just by you eating, honoring Prasad, I have fed 10 million Brahmanas. So in this way, Advaita Acharya, without a doubt, established that the position of a Vaishnava is superior to the position of a Brahmana. In fact, Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, he reinstated the giving of the sacred thread. We find in the works of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who was a predecessor of, many times predecessor of Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, we find Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, for example, who was also born in a Brahmin family, he actually, when he understands that I have taken Vaishnava Diksha, he takes his Brahman thread and he pulls it out and puts it in the Yamuna. If you look at the 6 Goswamis, they don't wear thread. If you look at Babaji Maharaj, they don't have Brahman thread. But because Vaishnavas started to be looked down upon by the time of Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he reinstated the Brahmin thread ceremony. But the reality is, one who is a Vaishnava, he is a beloved of Vishnu and is 10 million times more beloved than an ordinary Brahmana. So, Advaita Acharya exemplified many things. Like, for example, once he was unhappy that he couldn't understand a particular verse of Bhagavad Gita. Ananyas chintayanto mam. He couldn't understand that verse. Mahaprabhu. And he was fasting because he couldn't understand. Do we ever do that? We're reading Shastra and we don't understand something and we say, I'm not going to eat, I'm not going to drink anything, I'm not going to sleep tonight. Because the Lord is manifesting in my heart and revealing what He really means. That's what Advaita would do. So Mahaprabhu personally, feeling the pain, personally went and revealed the verse and explained the verse. Another time, we know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was greatly respectful to Advaita Acharya because Mahaprabhu's guru is Ishwar Puri. Ishwar Puri's guru is Madhavendra Puri. Advaita's guru is Madhavendra Puri. So he is like a god uncle. He is the god brother of Ishwar Puri, who is the guru of Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu was very respectful to Advaita. And Advaita always found it not right. Because what was his predominant mood? His rasa, dasya and sakhya. And therefore, he wanted to find a way of getting mercy of Mahaprabhu. Directly, the mercy of Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. So he conspired. In Shantipur, he started discussing Srimad Bhagavatam. And in the Bhagavatam, he started the Bhagavatam discussion by saying, let me declare, my name is Advaita, which means everything is one. The real goal of life is to understand that we are one with Brahman and this world is simply a false imagination. And he started gathering many people to follow him. When Mahaprabhu heard this, he couldn't believe it. He said, Advaita, he's gone crazy. He's literally become a senile old man. Old people go a little crazy sometimes. Mahaprabhu said, I have to go and personally fix it. He ran from Navadvip to Shantipur. While Advaita was, in a very normal tone, he was teaching his students. As soon as he saw Mahaprabhu running, he was even more fiery. As I've said, Advaita is the goal. We are Brahman and we have to realize our Brahmanhood. And all of this bhakti is simply a pretense. When Mahaprabhu heard that, he grabbed him by the neck, pulled him. Advaita used to tie a bun, like the rishis, right? And that's because, and he wouldn't shave, and that's because he was always absorbed in meditation of the Lord and the scriptures. Similar to Lord Shiva. Shiva doesn't shave, he also has a bun. This is Shadashiva, so his appearance is also similar. So anyway, he grabbed him by the hair, pulled him, dragged him, and started kicking him. And Sita Thakurani ran there and said, "Stop, you're going to kill my husband. Please have mercy." And Lord Chaitanya said, "No, he cannot. Preach this." And suddenly, Advaita stood up and started dancing in his classic dance. And he said, Now I have received the mercy that I've been waiting for. Now I've got it." So thus we see that if one has to do something a little silly to get some mercy, it is approved. But also, offending a Vaishnava, there is no cure for that. The Lord will forgive you for all your shortcomings. I actually am not chanting my rounds regularly. I'm not following the 4 regulative principles. I am not able to control the 6 Vega, the 6 urges: lust, anger, greed, illusion, envy, pride. I cannot control any of this. The Lord will forgive and let you move on. But, and Jiva Goswami says this in the Sandarbhas, if you have envy, even towards one Vaishnava, the doors of Goloka or Vaikuntha are permanently locked for you. Vaishnava Prad, there is no redemption except by begging forgiveness from that Vaishnava who we offended. Advaita Acharya, Mother Sachi, always thought of Advaita Acharya as a very learned man. However, she had in her heart, his name is Advaita. Advaita means not two. Dua means two. The English word two comes from dua in Sanskrit, which means two. So Advaita means not two, which means he keeps everyone together. He keeps the mother and child together. He keeps the families together. That should be the meaning of his name, Advaita. He doesn't separate anyone. The reality is, he separated me from my son Vishwarupa. And hence, his name should not be Advaita. His name should have been Dvaita. Just this thought. That's it, just this thought. How offensive is this thought? We can all ask ourselves. But when Mahaprabhu was doing his Mahaprakash Leela, which is when he was revealing his own personality, and he's revealing the personality of everyone who's gathered in Sriva Sangam after a tumultuous kirtan which went on for 3 days and nights. Mahaprabhu is revealing. He's picking devotees one after another. Mukunda, you are Hanuman. He's picking. Murari, you are Hanuman. He's picking up devotees and he's telling who they are in their previous lives, and he's revealing all the inner desires that he has for his disciples, for his devotees. At that time, everyone who's gathered in the room, they look at each other and they say, well, everyone is here. Well, almost everyone's here. There's one personality who is conspicuously absent. That is Mother Sochi. Oh, let's go and grab her. Let's go and find her and bring her to the room. What does Lord Chaitanya say at that time? He says, stop! No one's bringing that lady who is an offender of a Vaishnava. His own mother. And what was her offense? Mental. However, devotees go and tell her that you were not party to this because, you've offended against someone. And Mahaprabhu reveals she's offended against Advaita Acharya. And she goes, begs forgiveness to Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya, the great personality he is overwhelmed by even the action of Mother Sachi coming and begging for forgiveness. He starts glorifying her profusely and saying, you are not different from Mother Yashoda. How could you even think that I would take any offense? And just that thought of Mother Sachi begging forgiveness from him freezes his mind and he collapses. And as soon as he collapses, Mother Sachi secretly takes the dust of Advaita and puts the dust on her forehead. And from that moment onwards, Mahaprabhu says, now my mother has cleared herself of all aparats. Of course, we should understand that these are pastimes which have a specific lesson for us. We should never think of Mother Sachi as an aparadi or Advaita Acharya as a crazy old man teaching Advaita. These are pastimes for us to understand. Anyway, as I said, there's about 60 different pastimes. I don't know how many I covered, maybe 2, 3. Advaita Acharya's, he would go every year to Jagannath Puri because Mahaprabhu had, after he took sannyas, he had made his base in Jagannath Puri. The first 2 years after his taking sannyas, Mahaprabhu went to South India, right? So for the first 2 years, the Bengali devotees did not get any association of Mahaprabhu. But from the 3rd year onwards, during the Chaturmas, the 4 months of the rainy season, actually traditionally in India, there was no weekends, Saturday, Sunday. The holidays were Trayodashi and Chaturdashi. And every year, there was a grand holiday from schools, from everywhere, which was during the Chaturmas. It's 4 months, full holiday. So these Chaturmas holiday season, the devotees would naturally all go to Jagannath Puri to see Mahaprabhu. And who would lead them? Advaita Acharya would lead them. So he would do that every single year. And there are many, many pastimes of Advaita in Jagannath Puri. Yeah. Many pastimes. I think that's all I'm going to say. There are many pastimes. And his children, Advaita Acharya's children. Achyutananda, for example, was 5 years old And Advaita said, Achyutananda, Mahaprabhu, his guru, Keshav Bhakti, has given him sannyas. Achyutananda, 5-year-old boy, ran and shut the mouth of his father and said, you are wrong. Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself. How can he have a guru? A 5-year-old boy had that sense. So this is the lineage of Advaita. Of course, there's a pastime of Advaita Acharya serving Mahaprabhu privately a lunch during a storm, and Mahaprabhu going to see Advaita and taking blessings from Advaita. There's another pastime where Kamalakant Vishwas, who is the secretary of Advaita Acharya, writes a message to the king of Puri asking him to redeem him of all the debt, and Mahaprabhu becomes very upset with Kamalakant Vishwas. There's a pastime when Gopal, the son of Advaita, he faints and stops breathing during the Gundecha Marjanam festival. And all the devotees try every single means to revive him, but nothing happens. And finally, Mahaprabhu touches the heart of Gopal and says, Gopal, say Krishna. And immediately, the dead Gopal wakes up and says, Krishna, and everyone starts kirtan. There are beautiful pastimes of Mahaprabhu mentioning, not once but innumerable times, how indebted he was to Advaita Acharya. But I will finish with this. Advaita Acharya, who is now 100 years old, nearly 100 years old. Which year was he born in? 1434. He's 100, so which year is it now? 1534. He actually, Jagadanand Pandit, he goes from Puri to Bengal and he is giving message of Mahaprabhu to Mother Sachi and to all the other devotees in Bengal, and on the way back he comes through Shantipur back to Puri with message from all those devotees to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Well, guess what? There were no postal services, there was no email, there was no mobile phones, there was no telephones, no landlines. So a man had to literally run and get the messages, right? So that's the job of Jagannath Pandit. On the way back, the message which year? 1534. The message given by Advaita to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela, and the message is this. Advaita says, Jagadananda, please tell Mahaprabhu this message. And the message is, tell the madman that this is a message from a madman. The world around has become mad, and there is no more rice in the market, and there are no more buyers. Take this message and give it to Lord Chaitanya. Do you follow the message? Anyone follow the message? So Lord Chaitanya receives the message and he understands it. And who is Lord Chaitanya's left hand, right hand? Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai. Swarup Damodar understands it, but he pretends not to fully understand it. In private, he asks Mahaprabhu, what is this message? Message from a madman to a madman? Saying that everyone is mad and there is no rice in the market to be sold and there are no buyers? Mahaprabhu simply says, well, I can't understand the mind of Advaita. He's a mystic, Sadashiva. He's a mystic. And he writes poetry in riddles, which I can't solve. But I think he is a person who invites the deity sometimes. He is a great pujari, he worships the deity, and when he is done with it, he asks the deity to leave. And actually this is the message. It's a message from a madman. Advaita is a madman, mad in the love of Krishna, to a madman, Mahaprabhu. That the world has become mad. You have given love of Godhead to everyone. There is no rice in the market. There is nothing more to be bought. This is the ultimate thing that has been given. And there are no more buyers. Everyone's satisfied. Now it's time for you to go. So which year did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu leave the planet? 1434. Oh, 1534. That's 100 years. And 25 years after that, Advaita Acharya was still around. And then he left this planet. So it was through his prayer that Lord Chaitanya appeared in this world. And it is through his prompt that Lord Chaitanya closed his pastimes. So on this auspicious day, let us all pray to Advaita Acharya that the mercy of Lord Chaitanya manifest in our hearts, like through his mercy Lord Chaitanya personally manifested 500 years ago on this planet. Let us pray that Lord Chaitanya's mercy manifests in our heart. Shri Advaita Acharya ki Jai. Shri Prabhupada ki Jai. Samaveda Bhaktivedanta ki Jai. Gaur Premanandi Hare.
As long as the eggs are on
Shri Shri Radha Govinda ki Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki Shri Shri Gaur Pranisai ki Shri Prabhupada ki Hiva Jaya Jaya Gaur Charanare Arati Gashoka Jaya Hare
Bye-bye, Chalma, Linda Bhaktivedanta Manor, Prabhupada ki Jai. Vishnupada, Paramahansa, Parapraj Kachari, Svatara Sadhusri Shivad, 9 years practicing, Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, Prabhupada ki Jai. Nandagiri Vaishnava, Vrinda ki Jai. Acharya, Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem Sangha Ho, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi, Gaura Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna, Gopal Vinash, Shama Radha Krishna, Govardhana ki Jai. Rajmavi Shri Vidavadama ki Jai. Vidavadama ki Jai. Mangamai ki Jai. Ki Bhaktini ki Jai. Sri ki Samavita Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. Advaita Acharya Abhibhav Mahamahotsav ki Jai. Gaura Premanande. Glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Sing any prayer. Push the mic. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Hare Krishna, thank you all for coming to today's festival.
There's some Mahaprashanam, so please help us have some Mahaprashanam next door. We'll also be continuing some kirtan straight after this with the youth at the Kudi Mela. So please do stick around in the next session that night. So don't go anywhere. Lots to do. So Hare Krishna. Thanks everyone.
पहिलोपल्ट आउनु भएको पहिलोपल्ट
पहिलोपटक होइन र यही हाम्रो यो नानीलाई पुरा मनपर्छ कि हप्तामा 3 पल्ट जस्तो आउँछ आफू आफै लिएर
राम्रो नि
तपाईँहरू कहाँ बस्नुहुन्छ
ए आजको छेउमा
ए
हजुर
हामी चाहिँ चिसा
त्यत्रो टाढाबाट ड्राइभर आउनु भएको
आज शनि घट्न लाग्छ
हामी त 6-7 मिनट
3-4 पल्ट आउँछ
अहिले कीर्तन हुँदैछ नमस्ते अहिले कीर्तन हुँदैछ बस्नु
बस्नु त हिँडेर कहाँ जानु मान्छ मैले 9:30 जानै पाइँदैन त्यो त आएर सिधै बजाउँछ के बजाउने हुन्छ कोही बजाउँछ त्यहाँ अगाडि हुँदैछ तपाईँ आइबस्नु छैन
हामी त यहीँकै हो यहीँकै
यो टेम्पल
हजुर यहीँकै हो तर बस्न चाहिँ बाहिर बस्छौँ कहिले सेवा गर्ने जन्माष्टमी
होइन होइन अरू बेला पनि खानाहरू पर्छ त्यो गरिने गर्छ नि गाईको सेवाहरू नजिक भएको हुँदै नाच्नु गएको बेलामा